Hey, what's going on? Another episode of Jerry Yap this week, and today we are talking about a game that is very, very awesome. Very old. A lot of people only maybe remember it for access to a certain beta, maybe by the name of, the small little indie game, small company. You might have heard of it. It's called Halo 3. Not a huge game, small indie game, just developed by a small indie company. This game had beta access to Halo 3, which of course is one of the most legendary titles to this date. So of course we're talking Crackdown, originally released for the Xbox 360. This game was released February 20th, 2007, man. Oh my god, that's so long ago, bro. But yeah, owners of the Crackdown 3 disc literally had access to the Halo 3 beta, which is probably a good reason why this game sold so well, you know? That's definitely one of the reasons I got it back in the day. I was probably asking my parents for this game just so I could play Halo. Me and my brothers were super into Halo 3, and of course, Halo 3 being the first Halo game on the Xbox 360, we all had to have it, you know? You had to have Halo 3. But what I didn't know at the time is how good of a game Crackdown actually is, and still is to this day, you know? Going back to it, sure, it lacks a little bit of longevity. I'm pretty sure I beat this game in like 3 days, maybe like playing 2 hours each. I couldn't even track it, or I didn't track it rather, but it literally went very, very quick. That's, of course, just beating the game. There's a lot more to it if you explore and you want to get all the agility orbs, all the hidden orbs, and all that sort of thing. Do all the street races and that sort of thing. But that's really all this game has to offer. It really doesn't have to offer all that much. But, you know, if you're not looking for something that's not all that much, this is the perfect game. I was going to talk about Crackdown 2 and 1 in the same video, but it feels kind of dishonest to lump them together, even though they pretty much are the same exact game, really. And the story in this, like the story in these games isn't really all that like crazy, especially in the first one. I guess I'll just mention it really quick. All you're really doing here's the whole premise of the game, right? You play for the agency, you play as an agent for the agency of peacekeepers. And what they are is they're like a super government, and they're trying to, control and clean up the city because there's a lot of gangs, a lot of rival gangs that are taking control of certain city sectors. All you do is you pin down gang leaders and gang hierarchies, and you go kill their bosses, and then you clear all them out, and then you clear a riot of the leftover gang members at the end of each one once you kill all of the gang leaders. And then that's all you do, man. That is literally the whole game. Also, the supply points are there. Supply points are just respawn points you can capture from the gang leaders, from the gang members. You capture them anyways. Yeah, I'm not really expecting this video to be super long just because, like I said, there's not that much to Crackdown. So why don't we start off with the character abilities? One of my favorite things about Crackdown is that you play as the agent, and you can also level them up. So they all have they have like 5 different attributes or skills you can level. It's not like a skill tree or anything, but it's just a skill that as you do the certain activity that requires the skill to go up. There's 4 levels each, and then I believe you can max them out at the 5th level, but I don't know if it improves at the 5th level. I believe you just max it out. So starting off with the first attribute, we have the agility ability, and what agility does is it obviously makes you run faster, and it makes you jump higher, which is very, very essential to scaling buildings in this game, and just jumping from building to building in general. You increase your agility through finding these green agility orbs throughout the entire city. I mean, these things are literally fucking everywhere, guys. They're on tops of buildings. They're just on tops of places you have to climb up to get. Small buildings, tall buildings, the massive buildings, the Shanghai or whatever. What is the fucking Shanglok? What is the fucking? I can't remember what the fucking the Chinese gang is called. What are they called? Shenzhen, right? I think it's Shenzhen. Yeah, it's the Shenzhen Mega Corporation. But yeah, these things are everywhere. I mean, you can literally climb a building in Crackdown, look off into the distance, and you'll just see like 10,000 glowing orbs. There's only 500 of them. I've never gotten all of them in any of the games just because you sit there looking forever. I was an achievement hunter back in the day, so I really, really wanted to get all these. But dude, It's just hard because in the first game, it doesn't even tell you what districts they're in or anything like the later game does. I think it does in Crackdown 2. Maybe it does. I played a little bit of Crackdown 3. I'm not gonna play it through just yet though. I just wanted to dabble in it just to see what it's like. But yeah, getting all the agility orbs it's a tall task, man. You have to look literally everywhere unless you start from scratch and then just follow a guide to get them all. But then also to increase your agility, you can do street like foot races where you just go through checkpoints, jumping from rooftop to rooftop in a race and do that. I'm pretty sure those are the only 2 ways to level agility, but yeah, you want high agility in this game because scaling buildings becomes a very, very important part of the game. And it's just good to be able to run fast and jump high, that's just solid. The next skill is strength. Strength is obviously just how strong you are. You level it by killing gang members with melee kills or with thrown objects. Like you can rip car doors off of cars and throw them at gang members and kill them. But strength is very, very important because every time you level your strength, you also get an additional health bar. So the health kind of works in Halo where there's like a shield bar and then you take health damage. However, if you don't take damage for a while, they'll all recharge, but very, very slowly. So, obviously the bigger strength you have, the more health bars you have, obviously means the more damage you can soak, which is just very, very good. So you want to do that. I only got to like strength 2, I think, because I just worked on my gun skill and I played like a pussy and hit. I played on the middle difficulty, not the easiest one, not the hardest one, but the middle one, and it was actually still kind of challenging, man. Sometimes the enemies will just spam you with fucking grenades and rocket launchers, specifically this one homing rocket launcher, and they can like juggle you in the air. It's super, super annoying, but if you use cover well, it's not too much of a problem. On to the next skill is driving, which is arguably the coolest one. Driving is increased by performing stunts with your car, driving through these stunt markers, kind of like super jumps from GTA, if you know what that is. There's kind of these stunt rings around the city where you just drive a car, jump it through it, and you get driving skill. You can also complete street races or by killing gang members by running them over to get driving experience. And what's cool about driving in this game, or I don't know why they never did this again, man, but if you go to the agency, if you spawn in the agency and use the agency garage, you can choose from 3 separate agency cars. There's a supercar, there's an SUV, and then there's like a big freighter truck. Depending on your driving skill, they transform, and it's so fucking cool because they never did this in the second game or the third game. I don't know why they didn't bring this back. This was like literally my favorite feature, man. So the cars would transform 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on how many stars you had. The supercar would get faster and look more like the Batmobile. Like it starts out kind of looking like this like Audi R8 type car, and then it just transforms into the Batmobile and gets machine guns on the side of it, which is sick. The SUV, basically it's able to jump. You can use like the hydraulic shocks to make it jump, so you can get like these crazy angles and get up these and just get a lot of height with it. You can honestly can't you scale buildings with this thing too? I'm pretty sure you can, right? Like you can, or am I thinking about another game? But you might be able to like jump the car, put the wheels on the side and just like drive up the building. I'm pretty sure you can. And then the last one, the freighter truck, I didn't really use much. I actually don't even know what it does. I think I know it gets bigger. However, I don't know if there's like a special ability that it has or anything. But yeah, I don't know why they didn't bring back the transforming cars ever again. That shit was so cool to me. I love that. I don't know. Crackdown, like please. If you ever... Dude, there needs to be another modern Crackdown. That would go crazy. And also, bring back the transforming cars, goddammit. Moving on to explosives, the next skill, explosives, they're just what it sounds like, The more you level, the bigger the splash damage is, the more damage it does. Explosives are insanely overpowered in this game. You can get all sorts of different grenades. You can get a frag grenade. You can get like a cluster grenade that blows up into multiple bombs. That was my go-to. I love that thing personally. You could just throw like 3 of them in a room and the whole room just gets fucking annihilated. Very, very cool. You'll obviously increase the skill to these by killing gang members with grenades or rocket launchers. Pretty straightforward there. And then the last skill is firearms, which is just, your typical guns. So what the gun skill is in this game is you lock onto somebody with the left trigger, and then it takes a while to like home in on them. Like, I'm going to make an Overwatch reference here, but if you've played Overwatch, you know, if you played Cassidy or McCree, you know how his ultimate kind of like you have to wait for it to lock on for the skulls to do the kill. It's kind of the same thing here. Like the crosshair just kind of homes in on him, and then once it finally gets locked on, now you can do damage to him, which is really, really good with like the sniper and assault rifles. I personally use the LMG a lot. The saw LMG was disgusting. My combo was basically I went for the homing launcher and the saw most of the game, so that was my combo. Absolutely disgusting. The saw does a lot of damage, has a big magazine, and then the homing launcher obviously can home in on bosses and all sorts of different shit, and it's very, very, very good. Very good. So that's all of the skills in the game. There's no skill tree in the first or the second game, I believe. Maybe not the third, but I haven't looked into it too much. I'm pretty sure it's the same if I'm not mistaken, though. And then I'll just explain the hidden orbs really quick. Basically, kind of like agility orbs, there's 300 of these hidden orbs instead of 500 around Pacific City. And when you find them, they give you all skill. So they are an orb that gives you all skill. It's not just geared towards agility or guns or explosives. You literally get everything when you find these. So they're worth going and looking for and getting. However, they are hidden orbs, so they're harder to find. I think I maybe found 50 or 60 of the 300, not even looking for them in my playthrough. So yeah, they're nice to collect. One thing worth mentioning is this game also has a massive soundtrack, which is pretty cool. Why don't we briefly talk about the gangs you fight? So the first gang is the Los Muertos. They're basically a group of drug dealers from like Central America, like Mexican or whatever. Like OS. We have the Volk, which is the Russian gang from like Eastern Europe or whatever. They control like the docks and stuff. And then we have the Shy Gen Corp, as we mentioned earlier. They're definitely the more serious of the other two gangs. They have like a high corporation, high corporate ladder, very strong suit dicks in this corporation. But here's the thing. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you can play the game in any order you want. I'm pretty sure you could go to like the Volk Island, or you can go to the Shanghai Island and fight whoever you want off the rip. The game kind of incentivizes you to go towards Los Muertos because it's easier. The enemies are easier to kill. The agility orbs on this part of the island are easier to grab because you're low level. So you kind of want to start out here, then move on to the Volk, then move on to Shangzhen. Or Shane, I can't remember, dude. I'm gonna fuck that up all fucking video, but yeah. So that's typically what I do. I go for Los Muertos, then go for Volk, then go for Shy Gen. But if you want to, I'm pretty sure you could go in a different order if you wanted to. But again, that is up to the user. So I would just recommend going in the order the game tells you to. Basically, the real beauty of this game comes through the fact that you can play it in co-op. Man, I remember playing through Crackdown multiple times with multiple of my different friends. The only thing that sucks is I'm pretty sure the first one is only 2-player. The second one is definitely 4-player, if I'm not mistaken. Again, haven't touched them in a long, long time. So if I'm wrong, correct me in the comments, please. But yeah, playing through this with a buddy, just taking shit down. Because think about it, guys. This game was kind of feeling like that GTA void. The last GTA was San Andreas, if I'm not mistaken, which was pretty outdated by this time. And GTA 4 wasn't out yet. So this kind of filled that hole that GTA kind of left in the start of the Xbox 360, and it was fucking fun, man. This game, it literally doesn't have that much depth, but goddamn, it was fun back in the day, and it still was, revisiting it to this day, and maybe reliving some of that nostalgia. I'm a little blinded by nostalgia with this game, but overall, it's just a fun time, man. Like, it's real brainless too. You really don't have to pay attention at all in the slightest bit, so grab a buddy and just unload on a bunch of different gangs, man. Plus, I'm pretty sure if you go on the Xbox store, this one and the second one are free to download for everybody. I was able to download the second one just for free, and I don't even have Xbox Gold or Game Pass or anything. So yeah, just, I don't know if you might need Gold to play co-op, but you certainly don't need it to play solo. So yeah, man, I recommend this game to literally anybody. Just literally go on the Xbox store, give it a download. I kind of wish there was a PC port, right? Because I'm more of a mouse and keyboard gamer nowadays. Controllers are so hard for me. However, the auto aim on this game really alleviated a lot of that aiming problem that I have with a controller now, because I'm so bad with a controller. It's funny, man. I was a controller player forever. I played Xbox forever. I grew up on Call of Duty, man. Call of Duty and Halo, right? So my gun skill on controller was actually very nasty. However, you know, just before the pandemic in like 2019, I started my gaming PC career because I wanted to play PC Overwatch and I wanted to just try mouse and keyboard. And I ended up really loving it, man. So It just sucks that there's no PC port of these games. Yeah, I understand. Like, why would they do that? They're so old. They're free on Xbox. Why would they even bother? But at least the third one is, so I can do that as well. But guys, yeah, I mean, I really don't know what else to say about this game, man. That is literally like all of the... I really just explained everything, man. I do have a few notes in my phone that I took down as I was playing that I'll just mention really quick. The swimming in this game is fantastic. Swimming in most other games is frustrating. It's slow. There's an oxygen meter. You can't shoot. However, the swimming in this game, you're able to just jump out of the water like a fucking dolphin and just shoot people. Like, you can literally pop in and out of the water, jump up, shoot people, come back down in the water, however you want. It's very, very fast. You just hold forward and jump. You jump out of the water, you land back in the water, and it's literally like no slower than moving on land. It's actually pretty cool. So swimming in Crackdown, very, very, very big W. I like the idea of bringing weapons to supply points to put them in your loadout, you know. I didn't really explain that, but yeah, the supply points around the map, they not only serve as your respawn points, but you can bring back gang weapons and gang explosives to them and store them to now permanently keep them in your inventory. I guess I didn't mention how respawning works. So yeah, every time you die, you get to choose a supply point or the agency to respawn to, and you get to choose your loadout, your primary weapon, your secondary weapon, and your explosive. So yeah, just being able to add more weapons, add more grenades to that arsenal through supply points was very cool. I actually really like doing that. I think leveling and progressing each agent's skill is very fun and worth it. Worth it if you're going to put time into the game, but not worth it if you're just trying to just beat the game quick. And then the only other thing is I wish you could see weapon stats. You know, like I wish they had damage stats or whatever, because I feel like I would have maybe chose differently based on that, because I feel like a lot of the pistols were just dog shit, and the LMG was like the only gun that was worth it. Maybe the gun balancing could have been a little better. The sniper was very good. LMG was very good. The assault rifle was like decent. It was like an M4 assault rifle, but I don't know. The clip wasn't big enough. And then explosives were just overpowered as shit. So yeah, man, I mean, that's really it, guys. I mean, this might be the shortest mainline episode. I do plan on playing through Crackdown 2 at some point. However, I'm just going to give it some time between the first and the second game, because I know I wanted to put them together in one video. I was going to play through Crackdown 2, but I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it's different enough to where I could maybe get another video out of it. So I honestly don't remember anything about it from back in the day. So that'll be interesting to go back to one of these days. I don't want to play it soon, but it's on the docket for some point in the future. So let's get into Retard of the Week segment. Also, I think I'm going to change it up. So I think I'm going to go with Chad of the Week this week. Maybe we'll do that instead. So I didn't actually do this for Animal Crossing New Leaf. One, because I just forgot. And two, I don't know. Where do you even find reviews of Animal Crossing games? Is that even a thing? Are there other reviews on Nintendo? Oh, well, I missed it. I'm going to try not to miss it anymore. So we're going to go with Retard of the Week, or we're going to go with Chad of the Week. So I am headed over to Xbox.com, looking through the Crackdown reviews, and if there's a comment I really like, we're going to go with Chad of the Week. If there's a comment I really don't like, it's going to be a Retard of the Week. So let's see what fantastic stuff we can dig up here. I think for this week, this isn't going to be an every week thing, but I think for this week, I'm going to feature one Chad and one Tard. So let's start off with the Tard, because I scrolled past this and I thought it was very, very funny. So Old Deadshot 41 comments on New Year's of 2021, January 1st. He says, like frustration, buy this and its sequel. Die, and die again. Well, that's a Reaper alt. Sorry. Die, and die again while driving shit cars and fighting unfair bosses and enemies. 5-star, take off your rose-tinted glasses. This game sucks! All capitals. Play Just Cause or Prototype instead. I'm tired of playing 6 asterisk free titles with all flash, no substance. For fuck's sake, people. I'm trying to figure out what that censored word is. I'm tired of playing shitty. No, that's not it. I think it might be shitty, actually. I'm pretty sure it's shitty. So let's break down this comment. Die again while driving shit cars. Okay, so I understand where he's coming from, right? If you have no idea how the game works, keep in mind, guys, this is a game from 2007, and this review is from 2021. So it's a little older. It's a little unforgiving. This game does not directly hold your hand, right? You have to really sit there and level up stuff. But I knew that going, kind of playing it back in the day and kind of going back to it, so I can get that, right? But this game does not suck by any means. It's really fun. I've never played Just Cause or Prototype, so he suggests those. both Prototype was on my list of games to play one of these days. Fighting unfair bosses and enemies. So that's the beauty of the game, I feel like. The bosses and enemies are overpowered, and it's all about overcoming them. It's all about using natural cover, taking out enemies in key positions, leveling your stats so you're stronger. You know, you want to get extra health bars. You want to get good at firearms so you can quickly dispatch people, level up explosives and use cluster grenades. This game, it's not that hard. Like, bro, this guy is like on the highest difficulty, dying all the time, and then he writes a bad review. So I just had to highlight it really quick. Pretty funny. And it's a free game. Like, this is a free game, guys. It's not a bad game by any means. Let's highlight our Chad of the week. And dude, this comment got me because it's so relatable. So Zeta Ori on February 27th, 2018, he titles it Skills for Kills Agent, which is like that's what the guy says to you the entire time you're playing this game. Like, probably hundreds of times. He goes on to say, you are supposed to be a superpowered agent of destruction tasked with cleaning up the streets of Pacific City. But in reality, your time will be spent jumping from rooftop to rooftop as you ignore the many cries for help from citizens below being mowed down by gangs and focus on getting those beautiful, sweet, sweet green orbs instead. I could not have said it better myself, man. That is exactly what I did when coming back and revisiting this game. The very first thing I did, I went and just jumped from rooftop to rooftop, collecting all the green orbs, because, guys, this game gets infinitely easier when you're able to jump higher and run faster. Just being able to scale those tall buildings and get those supply points is very, very strong. So this comment, it just relates, man. Zeta Ori, you are the Chad of the week, without a doubt. Very, very good comment. I love that. So I guess that's really all there is, man. I can't really talk about this game all that much, guys. I beat it pretty quick, so it's going to be a quick episode. I said before, there's not all that much depth to this game, so that's where we're going to leave it. What is Jerry playing? So I'll tell you guys, still playing a lot of Overwatch. Season 12 just dropped. I've been playing a lot of Juno. They hotfixed buffed her, so she's a little better now. Still not the best support in the game, but she's still very, very strong. Her ult is actually insanely good. I was very wrong about it in the off angle I put out earlier about her. The ult is very, very good. So yeah, she's been a blast to play. I've been having a lot of fun with the new Clash game mode as well, with Throne of Anubis and Hanaoka. Both are very solid maps. So yeah, grinding a lot of Overwatch, man. Very, very much enjoying that game. I've been playing Super Smash Bros. Ultimate on the Switch as my new treadmill game. If you listen to the Animal Crossing episode, you would understand that I have treadmill games now where I play on my treadmill. It's kind of as a way to ignore the fact that I'm actually working out, so it works out really well. I love it personally. I'm playing through the Spirit Adventure mode right now. I kind of hated this mode at first, like hated it, but it's grown on me a lot. I really, really like it. It's just a bunch of different fights with different conditions, different items, different things like that. Very, very fun. So I've been playing Smash Ultimate, been playing Overwatch, and what I want to play is this Deadlock game. This game, Deadlock. So Valve, the creators of Steam, the creators of Dota, the creators of Team Fortress 2, they have come out with this new MOBA 3D arena style shooter game called Deadlock. And if you've played Predecessor, or if you've played Smite, or if you've played League of Legends, it's kind of similar to those games, all blended into one really beautiful, cool, interesting fucking game, man. It really looks cool as shit. I want access to this alpha really, really bad. So hit me up if you can and give me access, please. It looks very, very fun. That game is going to take over when it comes out, I swear. Looks very, very fun, man. Really want to give it a try. So that's all I've been playing. A little bit of Smash Bros, a little bit of Overwatch, a little bit of Predecessor here and there, a little bit of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp as well, but I've just been playing this game for a couple weeks now, and they announced they're going to nuke the service on the game, and it's going to be dead, but they are going to release a paid version of the app with no in-game purchases, so that should be interesting. I don't know if I keep everything, if I lose everything, so I'm kind of just like demotivated to play that game ever again. And that's really it, guys. Thanks for listening. I appreciate you being around. We'll be back next week with, I honestly don't know what we're going to play, so we'll be back next week with either an off angle or some game that I grind out soon. Thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate it. Jerry Yap signing out. Goodbye. Peace.